We were told that getting a degree would guarantee success, that once you graduate, life will just work out. But reality looks different. Right now, millions of graduates are drowning in debt, struggling to find jobs, and questioning if university was worth it.
My name is Samer Hassan. I'm 28 years old and I currently have $22,000 in student debt.
In South Africa, the NSFAS scheme was meant to help students afford university. But what happens when the money never comes? What happens when you are left stranded with no way to pay? And this isn't just a South African problem. Around the world, student loan debt is trapping more generations.
Spending money, because every time I do, I know that I have this sort of insurmountable debt that I have to pay back.
Hi, my name is Ali Truitt. I have around $56,000 in student loan debt. Most of it is private. My private student loans, however, I've struggled with for years.
In this video, we're going deeper. We're exposing the truth behind student loans and why most graduates aren't succeeding, and most importantly, how you can escape the trap and build a future without debt.
Well, oftentimes business education today, and I see it all the time, kids come out of college, the best colleges, Wharton and Harvard and Stanford and some of the great business schools, and they'll come out and they won't have practical experience. There's too many case studies that aren't practical.
You know, we ask kids that are 16 to 18 years old to make $100,000 debt decisions when they go off to university. And they're not prepared for that. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They just assume, okay, I'm going to pay 4 years of education at $25,000 a pop, and when I come out the other side, somehow I'll be able to pay it back.
Right.
That's not how.
University, a place they told us the only way out is study hard, get a degree, secure the bag, and you're set for life, right? But now, we're drowning in debt. Degrees feel useless. Dreams delayed. Why are so many graduates failing to make it? And what is it that the system never told us? And what can we do today to escape this trap? Every year, millions of students around the world chase the dream of education, believing it will guarantee success. But behind the graduation caps lies a silent burden: student debt. In South Africa, more than 25% of university students graduate with debt they can't repay. Globally, the student loan debt has crossed over $1.7 trillion in the US alone. According to NSFAS data from 2022, over 20% of recipients default within the first 2 years after graduation. They can't find jobs, and if they do, they are underpaid. This isn't just a South African problem, it's global. In the UK, nearly half of graduates will never fully repay their loans, which is heartbreaking. Students work so hard only to be thrown into a job market that doesn't want them. So, what went wrong? Education is beautiful, but the system is outdated. It teaches you theory, not survival. It prepares you for the 1990s job market in a world run by AI, freelancers, and remote teams. We're paying thousands and thousands to memorize things we could learn for free on YouTube. And worse, we never taught how to think, build, or sell. Degrees don't guarantee income anymore, and in some cases, they delay it. According to Stats SA, the unemployment rate among graduates under 35% is rising, sitting at 10.6% in early 2024. The problem The market is changing faster than universities. Degrees are becoming outdated before students even finish studying. Employers want digital skills, adaptability, emotional intelligence, not just theory. Meanwhile, our universities teach us to pass exams and not to solve problems. What the hell?
Appalling living conditions, but it's the only way they currently have access to tertiary education.
Students that have below than 60 credits for their qualifications, they will not be funded by NSFAS for accommodation and meal allowances. So it's been a month and we have students that were squatting here on campus, and we feel that we are pressured to get a response from NSFAS because obviously we cannot be living like this, and if the students fail and if they do not meet the academic criteria for next year, they might be affected and not funded by NSFAS once more.
In South Africa, NSFAS was meant to help, but now it's part of the trap. Funding delays, corruption scandals, unpaid allowances. It's chaos. You're not just fighting to pass your exams, you're fighting to eat, to survive. We've seen students sleeping in libraries, protesting for food, graduating into unemployment instead of employment. Let's be real, NSFAS was supposed to be the key to success or the key to access. Instead, it's become a trap for many, with administrative delays, missing funds, corruptions, and students being defunded mid-year. This is no longer help, it's hustle. And this is bigger than NSFAS. Around the world, institutions push young people into loans without financial education, without understanding interest, and without a clear plan for post-grad success.
I think the way our student loans are given is super predatory on people who are young and don't understand, or people who think that their education is going to translate into a higher paying job and they don't really think about the consequences.
Listen, over 90,000 students funded in 2022 dropped out before finishing. NSFAS lost over 5 billion rands to irregular spending. It's not just a funding issue, it's a systemic, and people are suffering silently. Let's talk about the real people who chose a different path and made it. Rhys Wabara was a promising football player in England. He got injured, then got dropped from the spotlight. And for many, that would have been the end. He had no degree, no backup plan. But Rhys had an eye for fashion, and started a clothing brand. He taught himself e-commerce, branding, and digital marketing through online resources and mentorship. Today, his business makes over 30 million a year, all without a university degree. He's not just surviving, he's thriving on his own terms. We also have Kaya Ndlanga. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Kaya Ndlanga. He grew up in a small village. He couldn't afford university after high school, but he didn't let that stop him. He started working in advertising, learning from mentors and books. He hustled through internships, and today, guess what? Today, he's worked as a top executive at one of the best brands that we know of, Coca-Cola. And he has written best-selling books and remains one of the most respected voices in marketing in Africa. He never got a formal degree, but he got results. I also have Mariah. Mariah, within the US, dropped out of university, started selling digital courses from a bedroom, focused on teaching women how to package their knowledge. Today, she runs a 7-figure business without student debt. And we all know about this person, Tsepo. Rejected by fashion schools, started making jeans in a small shop in Joburg. His brand is called Tsepo Jeans. It became iconic, it blew. He even made jeans for Meghan Markle. Wow. Persistence over permission. Students, have you noticed that they didn't wait? They learned by doing, by building, and by staying consistent. Now, let's talk real options, not theories. Things people are doing right now. Number one, online learning and freelancing. You don't need a 3-year degree to earn. You need a marketable skill and access to the internet. Platforms like Coursera, Skillshare, Udemy, Allison teach you everything from graphics design to data analysis, often for the price of lunch. When I say the price of lunch, McDonald's. Once you learn a skill, you don't wait for HR to call you. You start small. There's Fiverr, Upwork, LinkedIn, TikTok. You offer what you learned. Even my friend Hakeem Lakay is proof. He took online courses, learned from others, and put his knowledge into real projects. Today he's running one of a productive film place called Lakay Films, doing Jeep operations and growing his creative brand. He has gained a following of over 14,000 people and is putting himself on the map, all from learning skills outside the traditional education system. Then my brother in Tabisi, he always loved media. He studied free content on YouTube and even took a short course for free on Allison. Today he's a director at one of the top churches in South Africa and runs his own business called Source Visuals. Secondly, there's content creation. Start a YouTube channel, a TikTok page, Instagram. Pick a niche, build content, monetize it. Content creation isn't a joke anymore. It's an economy. Your phone isn't just for scrolling, it's for creating. If you can teach something, document your journey, or entertain, there's a niche and audience waiting. I have my brother AP. He's building something powerful. He's creating content to help people grow in their walk with Christ. He's not waiting for the pulpit. He's preaching with purpose across every platform. And I also have my sister, Pink Angel. She started creating content online, building her platform, and now she's working with brands who pay her to advertise their products on her page. This is digital influence built on authenticity. Thirdly, skilled boot camps. If you want structure, consider boot camps like ALX Africa, Lambda School, and others. You learn fast, build real projects, and get connected to remote jobs. Tech boot camps are changing lives. You don't need to study computer science for 4 years to become a developer. Companies are hiring based on what you can do, not what paper you hold. Fourthly, digital products and e-commerce. You can create and sell digital products like planners, CV templates, or Notion boards, even goods from home. You don't need inventory or an office, just a platform. All people need is Canva, a phone, Canva, internet, and you're done. For instance, my friend Simpiwe, after school, he didn't wait. He started selling sneakers to individuals. He kept going, learned how to market himself online, and now runs a brand called Bazaar Collections that sells a variety of trending products. See what I'm saying? There's life outside of the traditional model, and that life might just be better, faster, and more fulfilling than the one the system is trying to sell you. There's no gatekeeping anymore. The question is, are you willing to adapt, learn, and show up? So, you were never the problem. The system was. You can escape, you can learn, you can build, you can win. But you have to stop waiting for permission. Education is still powerful, but it doesn't only exist in classrooms. It exists in books, in people, and in doing. Don't get buried by debt chasing a dream they sold you. Choose yourself. Subscribe, share, and escape. Peace.